There's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Kicking It Back with Matt. Got Wilson back in the house. My main man Henry's back in the house. And we start with some tragic news on the day. Diogo Jota passed away along with his brother. Was that in the middle of the night?
Yeah, 12 a.m.
12 a.m.? Yep. Gone, not
Yeah.
forgotten. Henry, I just read before the show came on, Liverpool announced he'll be forever number 20.
Nice.
Yeah, I was very happy to hear that, but also like
I was on off air with Nelson before, and I texted with you guys today. I'm still in disbelief. I didn't believe it. The first thing I did this morning, what I do every morning, I jump on ESPN Soccer, and I was like, that can't be real. Like this can't be ESPN. What a shame. And he just got married 5 days ago.
yeah. The new
Now I can't remember.
Klopp
I can't remember, Henry, because I haven't watched the
stuff
Liverpool.
too. It's from everybody. It's just sad.
I can't remember because I haven't watched a game with you in probably 4 months. But were you move on, Jota, because of the consistent injury history, or were you like me and like, I'll take whatever I can get from him?
To be honest with you, it was much more of who can you get to replace a person like that. So you always know that's going to be hard. It was more so of could we keep him because he would be an amazing squad player because of how much he gives in the locker room and what you hear, how happy he actually makes everybody else around him too. So you can't buy that. You can only grow it within a club. So yeah, I still wanted Jota to stay, but you know, for circumstances didn't let us, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I gotta be honest, I was really impressed with what Ronaldo had to say today. I thought it was very beautiful and touching.
Oh yeah, it's very sweet of him.
Of the words that he used and how he described him. So, yeah, I'm still in shock, still in disbelief. I can't believe it. But sad day. Wilson, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Obviously, woke up to some terrible news that regardless of what team you support, what color you support, I mean, you know, soccer brings everybody together, and just the tragic news of hearing, you know, such a good player, good person, great husband, great father, you know, just passing away.
And you just
There's
said
no circumstances. It's just terrible.
Yeah, and you just said it perfectly that the soccer world comes together. I've been following this on social media all day, and the amount of players from everywhere.
No, everybody I think has posted something on their social medias. Even Messi, like everybody is just respecting, you know, the Jota family.
Yeah, I mean, they even showed video of Everton and Man U fans going to that celebratory site that they've set up for him at Anfield to bring flowers.
Yeah.
And those are our two biggest rivals. And the craziest thing is too, what I saw today, and I totally forgot, his last goal
It
for
was against
Liverpool
Everton.
was against Everton.
Yeah, I saw that.
Raj from Men in Blazers put that up too on his first page.
Yeah, so he'll be missed. It'll be interesting to see, when we get to the soccer side of it. Liverpool's now got to replace this player, and I don't think that was in their plans. So
Absolutely not, man.
I think this means Nunez stays now.
Possibly. I'm going to guess that there's going to be a lot of talks about what they're going to be looking for. I mean, you can't really replace Jota with a like for like for him. It's hard. I mean, honestly, I really don't know what's going to happen right now, other than them just making sure that at least all the players breathe right now. Because I bet the last thing they're thinking about is football at the moment. I'm not gonna lie.
I totally get that, but I'm stepping away from the fandom for a minute and just being. They're 6 weeks out.
Yep.
From starting their season. They've already done massive business in the past month to the tune of $200 million. I'm looking at, unless you can find a diamond in the rough, you're looking at a $40 to $50 million replacement signing. And the last I read is LFC wants 70 to 75 million for Darwin plus add-ons. And Napoli's the only interest, and they're at 5 million.
Yeah, they can't afford him.
Yeah. So he's probably going to be in that position to start the season, I would think.
I'm not
Give your
opposed to
boy
it.
a chance.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it at all, to be honest with you. But they are going to have to shop. I think at the moment they'll take a few days, but I mean, I don't think also there was never in the plans. I think you and I would probably know that there's no way they weren't even thinking about, oh, if we sell Jota, here's plan A. If we sell Nunez, here's plan B. I just don't see how good we're doing right now. That wasn't part of the plans either, if you know what I mean.
So while we're in the nitty gritty of transfer business, there's a guy on our squad that Wilson's squad wants. Now, I've
I
read
don't think so anymore.
rumors, but I haven't read anything in the past 2 weeks. Have you seen anything from Barcelona's end, Wilson?
Because we're most likely going to go after Nico Williams. He's apparently we're really close to getting him, and news broke that our finances are in order. We're back to the 1-for-1 rule. We can register players without any issues. This came straight from Tebas's mouth, the Spanish president. So yeah, I think we're going after our guy Nico.
The president of Spain.
Yes, yeah.
Is commenting on soccer club business.
Everybody knows. Usually, you're not supposed to know who presidents are. Everybody knows who Tebas is.
Yeah.
That's funny. So have you boys been to any of the Club World Cup games?
Yeah, yep. With Henry, we went to the what was it? Fluminense against Dortmund. Or Palmeiras against Dortmund.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome, dude. The fan base was so good. Mostly on the Brazilian side, right? Right, Wilson? That side was very enthusiastic, and we sat close to them.
Yeah.
Like literally next to them.
Sorry, go ahead, Henry.
Oh no, go ahead, because you were there too.
So despite all the negative news, with odd hours, the game was on a Tuesday at noon, empty seats. I think one of the positives about this Club World Cup is the fan bases and being able to see, how Brazilian fans come out in full force. I mean, we were right next to them. It was absolutely incredible. Just, seeing like something like that in an NFL stadium, like they went all out. It was great.
Now,
chanting for 90 minutes straight, dude. That was the craziest thing ever.
I'm going to assume that since it was a noon game, maybe 10 to 15,000 people.
Oh no,
Oh,
way more
really?
than that.
I'd say we went to
Yeah, way
MetLife.
more
The lower bowl was 90% capacity.
Full.
'Cause-
Yeah. Second bowl had a good
Yeah.
attendance as well. Second bowl had a decent, but for us on our side, when we were sitting next to the Brazilians, no, that second
Oh, yeah,
was full.
yeah.
Anybody that was on the Brazilian side, that side was full. And it was gorgeous hearing them sing. It was awesome.
What do you guys think so far about the tournament? I mean, outside of attendance, the TV deal, like I've read that there's been attendance of 3,000. You know, FIFA's reporting like an average of 30,000, but there was a report that came out the other day that more than 1 million tickets have not been sold.
Oh yeah, we understood that for sure. Our game we saw the day of, seats right next to us, completely available,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Wilson? Someone definitely lost money. Remember that $2,000 ticket we saw like close to us? That person lost money. But I mean, also the one thing I think we all talked about at that tournament is that they didn't build enough hype for us to get excited.
No.
And I think just venues were just not picked correctly. Instead of putting, when you know that ticket sales are low, attendance might be low, why would you do it in an NFL stadium? Why not do it at Sports Illustrated, Red Bull's stadium?
And I feel like where they parked some of these teams, like last week, Fluminense played in Nashville.
Yeah.
And, and I brought this up with my guest Garen last week, and it's still the same. Why aren't they putting them in an area where it's populated with Brazilians? Yep. Nashville doesn't have a Brazilian population. So, you put that game there, and it's just, I don't know. And the South Americans are trying their asses off in this tournament. They're here to win.
Yeah.
And actually, something cool we did last week is Garen, who was my guest, he covers NASCAR for Bleacher Brothers. He had to go to Atlanta to cover the race on Saturday. So I told our boss, AJ, at Bleacher Brothers, I said, you got to ask him to go to the PSG Inter Miami game on Sunday. And he went right online, and like you could get a fantastic ticket for like $80 for that.
Wow.
Game. And even, PSG Inter Miami, you got Messi and you got the team that just won the Champions League and is the hottest team on the planet. And there was plenty of seats available. But Garen did go to the game. He posted all over Bleacher Brothers video of it, but that was a nightmare for Inter.
Yeah.
So
it was actually a pretty good tournament so far. Other than like what you said, Matt, was the attendance. I agree with Wilson. I think we also said was like bad locations for some games. Start times definitely for some. I mean, like Tuesday at 12, that's hard for anybody to go to. Like I was thinking,
you got the Europeans that want to watch their teams. You got the Auckland spectators that want to watch their team. You know what I mean? The people from Asia.
Perfect timing for those in Europe, because I think games kick off at like 5 p.m., like 12 o'clock our time, 5 p.m. then. That's a great time for them. Not so much people actually going.
And I'm super excited for the two matches tomorrow. Saturday just feels like Champions League.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got the heavy hitters on Saturday. Tomorrow you got the two fun Brazilian teams who I'm rooting like heck for. I want to see them continue on. They're fun to watch. But do we still think that PSG is going to win the whole thing?
I think they could. If you want me to be honest with you, I think they could.
I think they will. Hopefully not Real.
No Real.
Well, they're on the same. They're on the same
side, right? Yeah.
But So let's get into this Manchester City Al Hilal game from the other day. Like, fantastic, and wow, right? Like, is this going to be the chance for Saudi Arabia to show off some of what they're doing over there, like buying these players, bringing them into that country in that league? Is this a statement for them, or was Man City just not really up to wanting to stick around for this thing?
I think Man City is still suffering what they've been suffering throughout the entire Premier League. Just mentality. They're just weak.
Yeah, Pep
Very
was
weak.
all about this tournament. Pep was talking about it, got excited about it. I mean, even disagreed with Klopp when he said this tournament is just silly. And he was just like, no, I'm excited for this tournament. And I agree with Wilson. It's just still too many internal problems, too many issues with the squad.
Yeah, I mean, and they did business before the tournament, for the tournament.
Yeah.
So I was shocked at that result.
Oh, yeah.
I made the mistake of just watching the first half and then went to bed assuming, Man City was going to put this to bed. Nope.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what they do tomorrow. I think you're going to have two really fun games tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I think I agree with Wilson. Most of Europe are probably loving this. Probably rest of the continent over there are loving this tournament too. But to see, like, what I think, and the same thing I believe, like Wilson and Norm agree with me, to see all the South American clubs just have the greatest fan bases show up, take over cities. That has been the coolest thing about this tournament, is all the Central and South American clubs just taking over cities and Walmarts, which
Like
apparently
all those videos of Boca Junior fans taking over Miami, the beaches, the Walmarts. That's awesome.
No, that's the fun, cool stuff about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I think the footy's actually been pretty good. I can't
Yeah.
complain about it, right?
But the entertainment hasn't gone down at all. I don't think the entertainment's gone down at all. I just believe that a lot of people are finally seeing players finally in front of them live, and at least I'll say the people that went there are enjoying the games. So I can't take that away from them either. Like it's been great.
Now, did you guys only go to one game, or did you go to multiple?
We only
Just
went to one.
Just one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think from here on out, we actually looked at prices for the final at MetLife. Whatever price range.
Hopefully those go down as well.
Yeah, yeah.
What are they at?
Several hundreds
For
nosebleeds.
So
for
all the way up
nosebleeds,
to
yeah.
the top.
Yeah. And you're looking even some of the $1,000 price tags too for like the first bowl and those first front seats.
Yeah, let me see how much now.
See, I don't know if they're going to get that.
That's exactly what a lot of pundits have been saying too. Don't get me wrong, they don't hate the tournament. They just agree with what a lot of people are saying too. You didn't give us enough time to hype it out. You didn't put enough commercials to get us excited for this. You didn't send out any emails throughout the fan bases of the clubs to get them all hyped, or discount codes or anything like that. Like Liverpool's done that for us. We've gotten discount codes for some stuff. And I don't even live in Liverpool.
Right.
I don't even live there, but they still send an email, and I'm just like, wow, all right. And you didn't give us really enough time to save money, because again, you also scared us off when you just brought this up, and you kind of did scare us off by some of the first few games. And then the one Messi game went up to almost $4 for a ticket. $4.
That opening game down in Miami, they couldn't sell that game. They were doing everything in their power 2 nights before, because AJ went as a credentialed person. They invited every single credentialed person that they had for Inter Miami to come down Thursday night, and they were whining and dining them because they wanted them to go back to social media and get the word out, get the tickets sold for this game on that Saturday. That opening game, you could get a ticket for like $15.
I just checked ticket prices. So there's a semifinal game at MetLife that's for nosebleeds, a little over $200, and then the final for nosebleeds between $600, $700 in the nosebleeds.
And what day is the final?
July 13th, Sunday,
Oh, that's a great time too.
and
Middle,
3 p.m.
middle of
Wow.
the summer.
Ooh. In the middle of the sun too. That's gonna beat on them. You could have put that game at honestly at 7 o'clock. Really, I'm like, oh man, that's rough. That's
So,
rough. Well, we've been to a midday game. That's rough. I'm not gonna
so
lie
if
to you.
they're looking to get that for the Club World Cup final, they're going to be looking for a minimum of double for the World Cup final there.
I think this Club World Cup was kind of like a practice run for the World Cup. I think
Totally.
times will be similar. We're going to see noon games, 3 o'clock games. So
Hey, I remember in 2002 when the cup was held over in South Korea.
yeah.
I got up at 4 a.m. to watch the
Oh
US
yeah,
team
absolutely.
play. Yeah, I wasn't missing a minute of them performing. Speaking of them, and Henry, I'm glad I remembered this, that both you and Wilson, Guatemalan heritage, right? So, who were you guys rooting for last night?
The underdog.
How about you, Henry? Henry froze up on us. What did you think of the game?
I mean, I thought it was a good game. I've been watching Guatemala my entire time, and it's just a disappointment. They played terrible. For the first time, I actually thought they played well, and they had a chance to beat the U.S., which you don't ever say. Like, just knowing how Guatemala has played in the past and their history of disappointment, like this team is solid. They're really good, and really look forward to what they do in the qualifiers in the fall.
What did you think, Henry?
So close, super close to game. I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, our one friend John was just like, "Really, you're going to be rooting for Guatemala?" I'm like, "We're already in the World Cup, so it doesn't really matter right now." it was just great to see. Honestly, also the fan base there. Wilson, I believe Guatemala ruled that stadium.
Oh
Right?
yeah,
Wasn't
no,
it?
I think I saw that it was like 80% Guatemala in the stadium
Yeah, that was the best part about it. You can't
for a sold out game.
100% too. Love that.
I got to tell you though, I'm liking how this U.S. squad is playing too. You know, from the goalie all the way up to the top, they're being a little bit more fun, energetic. They look a little bit different without some of these star players in the lineup.
I mean,
So
we've discovered Diego Luna is a star. He's gonna get the call up for the World Cup. I don't see how he doesn't.
How can he, with the way he's played in this tournament?
Yeah,
How can he not be on
yeah.
that roster?
yeah, I never thought I could actually like a Smurf.
But yeah, they've been entertaining, and you think they're going to win it on Sunday?
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be tough. I'm crossing my fingers. I mean, all I want to do is if we can win against Mexico, I won't have to hear it from my cousin. That's all I want to have.
But to me, I don't think Mexico is up to their standard. They had the midfielder rip the ACL last week. You know, they got by Saudi, and they got by Honduras last night. You know, if it's hot, I don't think we're going to have to worry about it because that stadium's got a mobile roof on it. You know,
They're in Houston, Dallas.
They're in Houston. Yeah, they're playing at the
Yeah.
Texans stadium. So they would have the roof that they could put over. I think the U.S. is going to win. I think they're playing. I think these younger guys that haven't really had a shot, I think they have a chip on their shoulder.
Absolutely. They're not just playing for a final, they're playing for a spot for the World Cup roster.
And
There's a lot to play for.
I watched Luna on Pat McAfee today. He did a 20-minute spot. And that dude is all about the badge. You know, like you see it, the passion in him when he's on the field. Like he's owning this moment and he doesn't want to let it go. And he did say that some of these guys, they've deserved shots and that they're so happy to have Poach in as the gaffer because he'll give them the opportunity and give them the time and the chance to shine. So whereas after that Switzerland friendly and the way that they've been playing the first half of this year, I was like, these guys are going to be out, you know, after 3 games next year.
Yeah.
And now you're starting to feel a little, and if they can win this thing, I think that would be really, really cool.
I think it'd be also like these are players that really none of us kind of saw them as like super big names, but we knew who they were because, you know, me and Wilson watch MLS. So a lot of these names were regulars for us, but for a lot of people who only watch the USMT, if they only watch World Soccer and nothing of that, like who's this guy? Who's that guy? So of course they have much more to fight for, I believe. It's like Tolkien. We've seen him bits and pieces over the years. Now he's a staple, and he actually looks pretty good.
And his name is escaping me. The guy that's between the pipes right now. That goalkeeping performance during those PKs on Sunday was insane. Not 1, not 2, 3 saves. I mean, that dude, he was awesome. Awesome.
That's him. I mean, that's the one I was explaining. I never thought I could like one, but hey, he did his job, and I can't get mad. That's all that matters.
There's something about the U.S. We just produce goalkeepers. I don't know what it is. Like, if we could produce a forward, you know, that'd be nice. But it's consistently been goalkeepers.
Hey, we had Brian McBride. Come on, he was awesome.
How many years ago?
30. 30 years ago. I'm dating myself now. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it started really with Miola, right? And then we got into Howard.
Casey Keller before him.
Yep. Somebody else was right there with Casey Keller, the big bald guy. He played over in the Prem.
The secondary keeper for him too. Played for Real Salt Lake. I forgot. He also was a really great secondary keeper too.
Yeah, but we turned them out like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we could get back into the business of turning some of these other ones out. But yeah, so I'm going to be interested if they win this cup and they do it without some of those bigger names. What's it going to be like within that team for the next 1 or 2 months?
Fight for your spot.
Yeah, and I can't imagine that some of these bigger names are going to be happy.
Doesn't matter.
And they shouldn't be because they've been called this golden generation. You know, I feel like, you know, they don't have to fight for their spot. That, you know, they've been referred to this golden generation that no one else is going to take their spot. The fact that we have players, you know, who are fighting not only in a final but for a roster spot, you know, it's kind of like hey, you better pick it up, or else, you know, you're not playing in a World Cup.
I'm loving it because I think some of these names need this kick in the ass.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Especially with their attitude.
Oh yeah. We got, was it Gio Reyna that had one, right? He had a little bit of a one.
And then Mommy and Daddy came out.
Yeah, and then you had
started the whole thing, and now he's not even really in the picture.
No, he's on the bench at Dortmund.
Yeah, that explains a lot.
He hasn't gotten a single minute.
Nope.
You know, the attitude is poor. We don't want you. If you don't want to fight for your spot, then don't come. If you don't think that you're going to be number 1 pick every single time, don't assume that. We're going through this kind of weird burst of talent in random spots throughout throughout the 11. So I'm completely okay. Okay, Pulisic, you can't get the spot, then you can't take it. Sorry. I don't think it should be granted or gifted to you. Not at all. Sorry.
Well, and that's the biggest problem with Reyna.
Yeah.
is he thinks because of the name on the back of the shirt is what it is and who his parents are, he thinks that he should automatically be in the starting 11.
And I've coached youth soccer. The Gio Reyna situation is, in my opinion, a testament to how U.S. soccer, starting with the grassroots soccer, that's just how it is. You have these parents who think their son or daughter is the next Messi or Ronaldo, and they deserve playing time or to be on the team. And it's we can see it with the first team.
Yeah, I coached for many years myself, and it's funny. I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday about youth organizations and kids specializing in sports at such a young age now. And he was like, my boys really didn't get into soccer, but he was like, all I read about is how crazy and nuts these parents are. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Special guest.
And these parents, I can't tell you how many times I had parents come to me and said, "Hey, we're moving our kid to a PDA, a PSA,
Yep.
like all these and I was like, they're making you empty promises. They can't guarantee you anything. Like they're just after your money. Like your kid is going to do perfectly fine here, and the odds of your kid making it professionally, whether they're here at Twin County or at a club, an elite private club that you're paying a couple of grand for a year, there's really not that much of a difference. But it's
No,
crazy.
I also think like a lot of the times it's this kit that they're wearing. They believe, oh, I'm just going to get in. I play for Juve, I'm going to go get in. I play for Norwich, I'm just going to go get in. No, I'm sorry. I just got to see if you have that fight, that tenacity. And I'm not going to lie to you, just a little chippiness. I love that a little bit of a player. I'd rather have that than a guy who just feels that's my shirt, that's my spot. I don't have to worry about anything.
Well, and what's interesting, what I'm seeing with this particular setup and in this cup is they're not flopping. You know what I mean? They're going if they go to ground, they're getting back up. They're playing tough. They're not rolling around being babies, like looking to get a call, whatever. I kind of like that too. Like
It's Concacaf. You get a fight or two, get a little rough. You love to see it.
You also
yeah,
got those referees that just don't want to deal with it either. I've seen it a lot in this tournament where they shake their hand. They're like, I'm not going to even look at you. Just get up and move, dude. I'm not even going to give you
yeah. So
that.
so I talked about this last week with Garen, and it still blows my mind. But what is CONCACAF doing, inviting the Saudi Arabia national team to come play in this tournament? Could you imagine if they were playing in the final on Sunday? So, like I had said, like if
No.
the U.S. was in the final versus Saudi, I was full blown rooting for Saudi because I just think it's a mockery that they're in this competition for a trophy.
I think the summer of weird things happening with tournaments is just, I mean, honestly, it's the talk of the town. I mean, look at not just FIFA Club World Cup, it's also our like goal that it's just been weird. CONCACAF and this. How did Chelsea get in there? How did Spurs? What did Spurs do to get themselves in this competition? Like two different competitions, weird clubs that got in it. How did this happen? Who let this? And of course, this just shows money talks. Sorry, we all know this.
Miami got in for no reason, just because they have
For
Messi.
no reason. For no reason. They were
Well,
really counting on Ronaldo,
Chelsea,
and you're like, oh god.
Chelsea got in because they won the Champions League in 21.
So
That's
okay,
like
so
3 years ago.
yeah, but
Right,
what about
but that's what they look at. They look at the
yeah?
past 4 years, and you either had to have won your league or you had to have won the Champions League. So that's why it was Man City, because Man City won the past four Prems, and then Chelsea won. Christ, Champions League. So like the same reason why Liverpool's not in there, Wilson, is the same reason why Barcelona's not in there.
Yeah.
They didn't do either one of those two things in the previous 4 years.
Yeah, it's just that competition I don't get. This one, I'm just a little upset with the Saudi one too, and it just says like, it's just money.
It's all about the money.
It's just money.
I know, but like, what are we doing?
The only thing I can say though, dude, those Saudis fans, they did show up though. Like, whoa, like they showed up. I gotta give it to them. The fans showed up, but it's still, man, you really just showed it to us. Like, yeah, no, sorry, dinero counts. Your love and passion don't, not at all.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you can't sell your soul to the devil, over the last penny. It's just, like, how seriously could we take this going forward if Saudi Arabia won this Gold Cup?
Oh, it'd be a joke.
Yeah, I would never pay attention to it ever again.
No.
Oh yeah, look at this champion of the Concacaf Gold Cup, and they're not even a Concacaf member. Like,
no,
stupid. And I think a lot of it's the greed too is why this Club World Cup, why it's not doing as well as they were hoping it was going to do. I mean, ultimately, I think the biggest thing that they were doing here was a dry run for next summer and the World Cup. But they didn't need that. You know what I mean? And we don't need 32 teams.
No. I mean, if they devise the time a little bit better, yeah, I believe you'll get. I think we all talked about it when we went to our first game. You would have gotten a much better turnout domestically. Television-wise, I don't know, because Wilson's right. A lot of those games were showed perfect time for European fans, and somewhat not even Central and South America. So like those people were watching the games as hard as we would. They'd be watching it probably like we do at work. Like, oh yeah, sure, I got this. Don't worry about it. But for like the regular fan, bro, you didn't have a chance. If you can't take a vacation day sometimes in the middle of the week, or even like give out $120, and then the very next week that same ticket in your row is like $60.
But this is the other problem I have is I went to watch the Inter Miami game 2 weeks ago today. I forget who they were playing, where they were playing. It doesn't matter. It was at 3:00 in the afternoon. I'm here at my desk working. I have TNT Sports. It said the game was on TNT. I put on TNT Sports. I couldn't find the game. I couldn't get to it. And that DASN, what is that?
Oh, DAZN. DAZN. That's owned by the Saudis. They actually own that too.
That's how they got in.
That's how they got it.
But where do you even go to get that?
It's free apparently for this tournament. That's it. It's just free for this tournament. You got to go on their main webpage and then you just click it and you can watch it. Or you could download.
I couldn't watch it on my TV because it's an app and my smart TV doesn't have it. I had to watch it on my phone.
Yeah, same here. I had to watch it on my tablet.
Yeah, because I heard that they paid $100 million for the broadcast rights. But the other interesting thing is with the Club World Cup is they had a $50 million marketing budget. Did they spend a penny of it?
I don't know.
I never saw one TV commercial. I only knew about it because I do a soccer podcast and I follow soccer every day of my life. Just like at the beginning of the show, the first thing that what the three of us all did this morning when we woke up was check footy stuff, and we had the unfortunate accident with Jota. But they can't make it this difficult to watch a game.
No, but what I heard though, they tried to do it with using an algorithm. So if like I saw a lot of this stuff because I'm obsessed with footy, so it was on my YouTube commercials, it was on my Instagram like short commercials and stuff like that. And I was like, it's fine, but you need to still put on the 60-year-old or 50-year-old soccer fan who's not obsessed with it on the internet. He just watches it on television as much. Those are the people you missed out on a lot, like the old faithfuls.
Yeah, and I don't mind watching it on my computer. I got a big screen for my computer, so I don't have a problem sitting here and watching it here. It's just when you tell me the game's on TNT, like what TNT package do I have to buy to get that game?
You know what's really crazy, Matt? It said the same thing. It wasn't on television for me, but it was on my Xfinity app for the TNT channel. Yeah, that was very strange. It wasn't on television on TNT. I think it was like Supernatural was on. And then I go on my phone on Xfinity and it's playing on my phone on the TNT channel. I was like, maybe domestically they didn't put it on, like, region wise, maybe because they're like, oh yeah, nobody really watches footy here, so we're not going to put it on TNT. I really don't know. That I don't know.
It's just a shame because for my line of work, I'm at home. I'm at this desk with this 65-inch TV next to me. If I could have soccer on 24/7, let's do it. And it's just frustrating when you've committed to go and watch a game and you want to watch the game and you go to where they're telling you the game is and then it's not there.
Yeah.
As a footy fan, that's the frustrating part, is because I'm not getting to see what I want to see. And then it pisses you all off.
It first started with the Qatar World Cup. I think there was a few select games that were only on that specific app. I forgot which app it was, but it was just frustrating because you want to watch it on TV, but you had to download this app.
Well, and I think part of the problem too is because this is going right in front of the World Cup. Some of these bigger boys on the block didn't want to dish out the money for the broadcasting rights for this thing.
Which is insane. I mean, we're talking about the World Cup here.
Yeah, I hope they learn from this too. If they said this is a trial run, then don't make it, like you said, Matt, this hard. What is it, DAZN? Is it going to be on ESPN? Is it going to be on Fox? Is it going to be on here? Or I just hope you don't separate each games in different channels and different blocks, because that's just going to get frustrating and annoying.
Yeah,
it was nice in Qatar where it was what, 95% Fox.
Yeah,
I think like what Wilson said, there was a one-off here or there, but you can't. If they do that, that's going to really lead to some mass destruction, because people are going to start to get really ticked off and then be like, why bother? I know I get ticked off when I can't watch Liverpool because I can't get the USA Network. And when the Prem throws games to that network, I can't get it. It tells me download the NBC Sports app. I do that. And it says, like, do this, do that. And I still can't get to it. So people are just going to get to the point, like, why am I going to bother? I'll just look at the result after the game is over and watch the highlights.
I think some will probably go to those streams that have just a little bit too many pop-ups. And also people will probably watch those games where they're, and it's honestly, that is the one thing they were very happy of, is that a lot of those illegal streams weren't as popular for this tournament, because DAZN was free. But like, you're right, Matt, it wasn't labeled to a lot of people that it was free. They would just say like, oh, it's on DAZN. Well, I don't have it, so I'm not going to watch it.
I didn't know it was free until you just told me. That's how bad of a job they did.
See, like, there you go. Like, you just learned right now, and you're like, I'm gonna download it right now. But like,
no, I'm looking up who's broadcasting the World Cup next year. Fox Sports.
I honestly hope like it's not DAZN getting some of those weird games, because what is it now? 48?
I think they will.
Well, it's going to be 48 teams, right? Supposedly.
Yeah, it's going to be bigger.
Yeah, it's going up to 48.
Yeah, so I mean, like, dude, that's a lot. Like, and the only thing I'm wondering is, because of that, hopefully we get one for us, or practice games at Red Bull Arena. But I'm hoping that they actually learn from this, that you got to do a lot more promotion. If you're going to make tickets a little bit cheaper, you got to send a lot of alerts out, like, send that out like, hey, tickets are available, or at least just say tickets are available. We didn't even get that either, other than our representatives from Red Bull Arena for like codes, right? Sometimes you get a pre-sale code. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's on Fox Sports, streaming on Fubo TV and YouTube TV. And then, of course, Telemundo will have the Spanish broadcasting rights. And that you can get on Peacock.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I'm so disappointed now. This tournament's basically almost over, and I'm just finding out that I can watch these games for free. And I think it's poorly planned that you're having two of these games tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because honestly, who's going to have the interest of taking away 4th of July, at least here, in this country, to watch these games?
I don't know. It's a big question that I don't think that's why most, and I agree with him that it was poorly planned. It wasn't executed the right way. It didn't give us fans enough time to, like, again, get excited, or like we do at our friends group is try to gather around. Hey, there's a game going on next Wednesday. You want to go? But you also could scare a friend away with a price tag of like $200. I mean, we just try to look at the Korea game, right? That Korea game, $60 the first day, $60. We go, let's hold out for like a second, and then it jumps up to 112, literally in less than 24 hours.
Hey, before I forget, I might be at the Red Bulls Inter Miami game in 2 weeks.
Please come.
Nice.
Please come.
Yeah, I don't know if I go, I'm going as a credentialed guy. AJ's working on it right now. AJ's going to actually fly up, and him and I are going to come to the game. So we'll have to find you guys before.
Oh, you'll hear us. Don't worry about that. You'll hear us.
But yeah, that'll be my first Red Bulls game in probably 10 years.
Oh.
Wow.
The last time I've been to a Red Bulls game was back when they were consistently in the playoffs and they had R.I.P.
Yeah, I remember those days.
I mean, we're consistently in the playoffs. We just get knocked out first round.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that game's on Saturday the 19th.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We already been warned that we should be prepared to let's just say, I guess, prepare for like a lot of over fluctuation of like fake Miami fans, because they just come out of nowhere, out of the woodwork, and you're just like, okay, and we know why. Certain name in the back.
Right, but do you have to be
yeah, that one.
you have to be can't you just show up and say you're there to see Messi? You don't give a shit. You don't give a shit about either Inter or Red Bulls. Like, I just want to go and see one of the 3 greatest players of all time.
We sat in our section and we were overwhelmed by the opposing fans. Yeah, we know. Trust me, we've seen it like firsthand. It's pretty incredible. Like, that's just it. I mean, dude, my gym right here, in Brick, New Jersey. Why do you have a Messi shirt? Like, honestly, why? Did you even watch the team? Like, do you even know anything? No, it's just Messi.
So Henry, remember last time they played, they were selling Messi merch
in our own stadium. Store. In our own store, Matt. They were selling Miami kits, especially Messi.
Why am I not surprised?
Apparently, that is also the deal Apple made with MLS. Every single stadium has to have a kiosk or somewhere to buy literally Inter Miami and Messi gear. It's kind of ridiculous, if you want to be honest with you.
Let me, real quick, we got a minute or two, because I just read this the other day. Messi's out of contract at the end of this year?
So he's out of contract this year, and he wants to play, get ready for the World Cup. There's rumors might be coming back home.
Oh, I didn't read that rumor.
Yeah, I'm not getting my hopes up, but
I read another rumor.
I heard that he was going to try to stay with Beckham, but I don't know how much that's true either.
The only rumor I read was Saudi, and they're going to give him like 5 private jets, a mansion in every country in the world,
40
unlimited oil, whatever car that he wants. I heard that they're going to do anything and everything to get him to go to Saudi.
probably call a street and just name Messi just in the middle of Saudi Arabia.
They'll name a region of the country Messi.
Yeah.
Like that's like I read it on like the rumor mill of ESPN the other day. But like they said that Saudi is dead set in getting this dude.
Give him like a job of like international affairs.
I know, but like, is he gonna want to pick up and move his family again to a different continent?
I heard he was happy in Miami though.
And he's got more money than he knows what to do with anyway.
That's what I was gonna say. Like he could get this lucrative contract with XYZ incentives. Like the guy already has so much money. Like what more does he need? His grandchildren are set for life.
I know.
Like look at like Neymar. They gave him $100 million and like 10 Rolls Royces when he went over there. They gave Ronaldo like $200 million. I don't even know what they just gave him now when he re-upped.
Oh man!
But it had to be massive.
Mm.
And Neymar, I think, only played 5 games or something.
Yeah.
Bro, that guy was the Phil Jones of the Saudi League.
Yeah.
He was clutch. He's like, I don't have to play. I don't do nothing.
Well, boys, we're up against it. The time always flies. Wilson, great having you back. Henry, thanks for jumping on as always. Lousy, shitty news today. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Follow us on social media, on X, Instagram, Kicking It with Matt. We'll see everybody later. Guys, stay tight.
Have a good night.